And right now, we are so excited that after a full decade, we get to have Giada DeLaurentiis back on air with us here at QVC, launching her latest cookbook, Super Italian. Now, this cookbook is all about bringing you great, healthy meals, but you're not leaving out any one thing that you love, meaning you can still have your pasta, check. You can still have your desserts, check. Your butters, your breads, check. It's all in there. Your soups, and then, of course, if you want like a brujol or an involtini, we're gonna show you how to make that as well. Today we have it for you at a great value. 3 payments of $6.67. F48780 is your item number. And with that said, I'm going to welcome in Giada DeLaurentiis to work with us today on our show. Giada, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I am doing great, thank you. Listen, this cookbook has the most beautiful recipes I've ever seen. Over 110 recipes that you've designed, 100 beautiful photos, all of them inspirational, and already 400 orders placed. So let's get right into it.
So you have made some really amazing items from the book. The panzanella salad is, one of my favorites.
That's
the
right
whole
over here.
idea here is that I created the recipes to work with condiments. I lately, in the last few years, have been really into making condiments for all my dishes. And I find that it's so much easier to cook if you can just make a few different condiments. So yeah, so there you have the panzanella, salmon panzanella. So kind of the traditional Italian bread salad, but adding salmon so you have protein and you have greens and you also have the things that you love like your croutons, right? But a lot of the times the dressings and all of the accoutrements that make these dishes special are in the condiment section. And if you have those on hand, making a salad like this or a layerless sheet pan lasagna like I made for you today, you can make in a snap.
Listen, that salmon panzanella, it smells delicious. It's beautiful to look at. Come on over here. Let's talk about steak involtini, okay? Because
everybody's favorite.
I've seen this before, and we call it like a brujol sometimes. But you have a beautiful twist to this one.
Well, the brujol and steak involtini, it all depends on what part of Italy you come from. They have different names for it, but it's basically a cut of meat that cooks slowly and that we stuff. So I stuff it with my anchovy breadcrumbs that really give it an unbelievable depth, but not just depth, but like so much nutritional value inside of it. So you got protein on top of omegas. It's like so good, but also just so crave-worthy. And I think that's the whole point. Plus, I have 17 pasta dishes in the pasta chapter, which is more than I've ever written, because I want people to understand you can still have pasta and feel good.
Listen,
you just have to know how to combine the right ingredients with it.
I was extremely impressed as I was looking through not only the table that we have in front of us here, over 800 orders placed, but as you read through these recipes, here's what you'll find. You have many of these things in your freezer, in your refrigerator, or in your pantry. There's nothing that I felt like I needed to run to the grocery store to buy. I have everything already there. The chicken piccata meatballs.
Yes.
What a beautiful, beautiful take on chicken piccata. And when I saw that you were putting the capers inside, I was going crazy for it. Yes.
Yeah, so that's the whole idea, right? Like chicken piccata has become one of my hallmark recipes. People download it all the time. And I thought, I love it so much. My daughter Jade loves it so much. How do we recreate it into something that we all can eat, that we love even more? And everybody loves meatballs. Who doesn't like meatballs? So I thought, I'm going to recreate that and add it in there. It's the same thing I do in my restaurants. I ran this for the first time in one of my restaurants and it blew out. And I thought, okay, that's going in the cookbook for sure. Everybody can make this on a weeknight. They're great the next day. They're great for sandwiches. You can put them over a salad. It's one of those incredibly versatile dishes that has all the components of a chicken piccata that you love in a meatball.
Oh my gosh, wait. So they made one for me over here. I want you to see.
Oh, good. I was going to ask you if you tasted any of them.
Oh my gosh, yes. So there's the meatball. I've been dying to taste this. The capers, that killed me. I was like, oh my gosh, so good.
What do you think? Moist, right?
Not only moist, but it's so flavorful. And
packed.
And those capers add this little burst of tanginess every single time you taste one. So delicious. Now, here's the other thing.
I love it when other people taste my food. It's one thing when I taste it, but I love it when somebody else can actually taste it and give feedback. Because I think that's That's the selling point, right?
Oh, yes.
Of course you're going to love your own.
Fresh, bright, delicious, and of course, a crowd pleaser. Over 1,000 orders placed. Listen, you're getting it here today at a better value. Our QVC price of $20 or $6.67 on Easy Pay. Try this out at home. And here's the thing, I want to show you, not only are you getting 110 recipes, 100 photos to go along with those recipes, but you're getting a lot of tips and tricks from Giada. Giada, I know that you have the section that goes over, what to stock in your pantry. A lot of those items were items that I already have in my pantry, but it was really, really interesting to see your take on the different elements that make a kitchen turn into a cook's kitchen. Now, this recipe over here, the cauliflower zupa toscana,
Yeah.
perfect for a cold winter day like we're having here on the East Coast. Talk to me about this recipe, please.
So cauliflower is kind of the base of it, and you would think that it's a super creamy dish, but it isn't. There's just a tad of Parmesan and chicken broth, and that's it. So you puree the potato with the cauliflower. You also add kale in there. I love to top, there's a little sausage in there, and then I usually top it, a little bit of crispy salami on top. I mean, it's just to add so much flavor. I think people think of soups sometimes as, oh, I'm not feeling well or whatever. But at the end of the day, they can be so nutritious, but so craveable as well.
Oh my gosh.
So it feels like a thick, heavy soup, but really it's sort of like a much lighter veggie pack.
It's unbelievably...
with tons of flavor see the salami on top? I feel like that crispiness just brings it to a whole other level.
Well, it's heartwarming, it's delicious. Quite frankly, it's next level goodness. I'm gonna take a bite out of the ziti with the roasted garlic and arugula pesto. But let's talk about that really quickly.
Okay, so that is an arugula pesto. So I love arugula. So I throw everything into a food processor and whip it up, and I put smoked salted almonds in there for a little extra boost and flavor and craveability. And I think, and I roast the tomatoes as well, so it really enhances their sweetness. Plus, it's so beautiful. It's good hot. It's good cold. It can go with any protein that you want as a side. You can make it in advance. And the arugula pesto is something super versatile. You can put it on baked potato, on toast, on bruschetta, on anything. Rice, pasta, as a side for fish, chicken, or meat. So I feel like all of these components, I'm showing you one way to use them, but there's many different ways to use them.
Listen, those are just some of the recipes that you're gonna find in the book. By the way, every one is a standout best recipe. We also have desserts in there as well, like this beautiful bolognese chocolate torte. So here's the thing. You want the recipes, you want the book, now's your chance to be the first one to pick it up right here at QVC. $20 gets it home, or an Easy Pay of just $6 and change. Giada, it is a pleasure to see you again. I'm so glad that we got to work together today.
Yes, so glad. Thank you. Mwah.
Bye-bye. Ciao. All right, listen.